Students know our next speaker as an excellent professor, OB clinical instructor, and someone who's been with us through blood, sweat, and tears.
Blood being clinical, sweat being clinical, and tears also clinical.
We were her last class before she left Spokane, but we just love her so much that we had to have her back. And I think it's worthy noting that every time she has come back to visit us, more tears have been shed. Which I think, if anything, just shows how big of a heart Jennifer has.
So please join me in putting your hands together to welcome Jennifer Garrity to the
I thought I was going to have to put together my own disclaimer, but they covered me. Tears definitely will flow, so bear with me. Exactly. Good morning and welcome, Interim Dean Murphy, Father Clancy, families, friends, and most importantly, the Spring 2019 Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduates. Thank you for being here today to celebrate these graduates. They are the reason we don't have to worry about the future of healthcare. These impressive young men and women are the nurses of tomorrow. Students, I want you to know what a special honor and privilege it is to be selected to speak to you on this special day, a day you will never forget. Look at you. You look beautiful. Some of us made a different fashion statement when we graduated from nursing school. I guess instead of rocking the blue scrubs, you could say I'm rocking the white dress. Today, as I stand before you in the same uniform I wore 27 years ago at my own pinning ceremony. We looked a little different, but we had exactly the same mixed emotions that come with this day. The feeling of accomplishment and pride in completing 4 rigorous years of academics. The fear of the unknown, not knowing exactly what lays ahead. The sadness of leaving Gonzaga and your close cohort of lifelong friends. But more than anything, I hope you, like I did, are sensing the excitement of becoming a nurse. Each time I have the privilege of attending a pinning ceremony, I renew my own pledge and service to others like you are going to do today. My first occasion to work with these students was in their junior year as the second semester lead faculty and maternal child instructor. I am proud to say that I had the unique opportunity to work with each and every one of them during their obstetrical clinical experience. That was my specialty, labor and delivery. So imagine how excited I was to share my passion for childbirth and all the secrets I learned over the last 27 years back to when nurses wore white at their pinning ceremonies. We had a remarkable semester. Raise your hand if you got to witness firsthand the miracle of childbirth. Every single one of them. And not just a vaginal delivery, but a cesarean section as well. It's pretty good. Raise your hands if you got to assess and bathe newborns. And how many of you were scared to give that first injection to a newborn? Raise your hand if you worked with a high-risk pregnancy and observed neonatal patients in the intensive care unit. We had a remarkable semester. Clinical is an opportunity to learn by being hands-on, but we had some fun hands-on activities in the classroom too, didn't we? In fact, if you reach under your seats right now, you might be reminded of one of my favorite hands-on classroom activities. It's a box of Fruit Loops. I've given all 40 graduates a box of Fruit Loops cereal. It's what they had their hands on during a session on good old-fashioned family planning, Catholic style. For that lecture, I have the students create cycle beads, which are color-coded strings or beads of cereal, which correspond to the phases of a woman's menstrual cycle. And what we learned was they make a great snack when the lecture is over. But don't eat them right now. What I've learned about Fruit Loops is they are not just a tasty box of breakfast cereal. What you're holding in your hand is actually a toolkit for success. When you look at your box of Fruit Loops, superficially you see circles of red, orange, yellow, blue, green, and purple cereal. But dig deeper and think more critically. You see these colors represent the characteristics of successful nurses at their best. The red loops represent caring, compassion, and empathy. One of the most inspiring things about attending a Jesuit university as a nursing student is discovering how the Jesuit values of men and women for others and cura personalis so align with the nursing profession and the holistic principles of caring for the mind, body, and spirit. That is the foundation of who you are as nurses, each of you placing service to others and caring for the most vulnerable at the root of all you do. The orange loops will remind you, like the links of a chain, how much stronger we are when we rely on each other for support. Much of what we do as nurses is performed independently. We cannot, however, underestimate the teamwork involved in being part of the healthcare system. Nursing is part of a complex system of teamwork and collaboration. You will be part of many intersecting teams within your organization, starting with the shift you work, the unit you work on, the specialty area where you work, and the organization where you work. Not to mention the nursing and interdisciplinary teams throughout the facility itself. Always remember, everyone in the organization is on the same team, ready to work with you and support you to do the right thing for the patients, no matter how hard or scary it is to do it at a critical moment. Green stands for flexibility. The bad news is the profession of nursing is facing a shortage of global proportions. The good news is these men and women are ready to become professional nurses. All of us are rooting for you to secure gainful employment. Them more than me. But the green Fruit Loop will remind you that when you finally get that job, you'll need to be flexible and adaptable. Nurses use whatever resources they have to solve the problem and to deliver results, not excuses. Each semester, you learn more and more about the complexity of healthcare systems and organizations. Kaz. Leadership and professional practice. It's an exciting time to work in healthcare, but remember, the most successful nurses are resilient, flexible, and adaptable. You will be challenged with questionable staffing levels, last-minute challenges, expanding workloads, and unpredictable needs of patients, physicians, and coworkers. I have the confidence that you will rise to the occasion. The blue Fruit Loop stands for integrity, honesty, and trust. For the past 17 years, registered nurses topped the list of the most honest and trusted professions in the Gallup polls. Establishing rapport and trust with patients is critical to the healing process. Integrity means living up to your own standards and having the courage to do what's right. It is the quality of being honest and fair. Nurses with integrity are those who go home at the end of the day knowing they did the right thing, not the easy thing. Yellow represents interpersonal skills. Simply having medical knowledge is not enough to be a successful nurse. Nurses must be good listeners, and they have to hone effective verbal, nonverbal, and written communication skills. But that's not all. Nurses must also possess patience, emotional stability, and a sense of humor, which helps with emotional stability. You'll use your Lello You'll use your yellow Fruit Loop every day when dealing with stressful situations, patients, family members, and other medical personnel. Finally, purple represents leadership. You might be thinking you need to grow more as nurses before you can be leaders, but you've got to be leaders now. Each nurse, regardless of their education level or role, needs to be able to demonstrate leadership skills from the start of their career. As leaders, rely on your own decision-making and critical thinking skills to improve patient health. Remember what we taught you. Be reflective of your practices to recognize your strengths and opportunities for growth. Be true to yourself and your personal values. Continue to strive for excellence in all you do and integrate quality, safety, and evidence into your daily practice. Who knew you could find so much wisdom in a small box of cereal? I hope you didn't think that you would spend all that money on a Gonzaga nursing degree to get a toolkit that didn't identify everything necessary to survive in the profession that is constantly evolving. But wait, there's more. All of your Fruit Loops are in the shape of an O, right? And that O stands for the outstanding job you have done in completing the rigorous Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree at Gonzaga University. Congratulations. Nursing is so much more than a job. It is a profession, and as professionals, each of you has demonstrated these qualities that define who you are as nurses. I hope this toolkit will serve you well as you transition into the profession as successful nurses. But if not, you can snack on it during your first card game. I am so proud of all of you. Thanks for letting me be a part of your journey. God bless you and good luck.